Somehow all of my snaps failed to post today, so I had a couple pretty neat cases. I'll try to post some pictures on Twitter and Instagram. The first case was a cow who had along her left bottom flank. It was about the size of my body, so it was a pretty large mass. One of the vets at our practice stuck a needle in it last week and was unsure what exactly it was, so she brought me out today to do an ultrasound. So on ultrasound, we saw lots of colon, definitely a hernia. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. So post a video of that hernia later today, probably on Instagram and on Twitter. And so the cow was in not the best body condition. I did a rectal palpation. I couldn't find where the hernia was. The rumen was too big. I wouldn't say she was in show cow quality, so we recommended culling. She had a biomycin withdrawal. She had 30 days left on her withdrawals, and then the farmer's going to send her to the auction mart. I gave him a guarded prognosis for survival for her to make it till her calf weaned in about 6 months, so he did elect to just go in and cull her. Surgery would only really be viable in an expensive animal. Even then, I wouldn't say the prognosis, just because the overall defect was so large. And then I had a UCVM student with me, and we had a down cow at the same time. We worked up that animal. It was 13 years old, had been down for several days, had responded to calcium, magnesium, dextrose, sub-Q injection, but then subsequently went downhill. Now is not responding to treatment. So we took a bunch of samples, did a physical exam. I'm kind of just expecting electrolyte abnormality, plus minus potential ketosis. We treated her with IV, cal, magnesium, phosphorus, dextrose today, and we're just waiting on lab results. And I believe my student is going to be presenting that case later next week, so I'll probably try to live stream that like I did with the last student case that we had. I think that was pretty interesting to have a live stream of their student case presentations. And at the same farm, there was a calf that they said had a little bit of blood in its feces, so we went and took a look at him. He was 12 days old. He had a lot. Phineas. That's embarrassing. Finn got a little excited there. Anyways, I would say there was more feces than his blood coming on his back end. He was straining pretty hard. He was almost going to prolapse. Took fecal sample. I took a quick look at it. I think he has cryptosporidium, but we'll see. She actually put a plank on their gut, and a plank, and leverage that up. All right, 10 o'clock, just finished a head back calving. Cow had been calving for a couple hours. Producer wasn't able to get the head forward. So I examined the cow. I could feel 2 front legs. Head was back. I was able to just reach in there and forward, and then put on a couple chains and came on no problem. Little heifer calf, pretty cute. So altogether, that would fall in the easy head back category. In general, head back dystocias are quite difficult. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to repulse or push that calf back down into the uterus and be able to get leverage on that calf's head. And it's quite slippery, so it's hard to grab onto anything to leverage it. But if you can get a finger hooked onto the commissure of the mouth or even the bony orbit of the eye, you won't do damage if you pull on the bony orbit. I know it sounds harsh, but those calves do pretty good. So you got to try to get that head back around. Usually it's an arm length issue to even get to that. So you can hear me telling that client is sometimes what you do is get a plank or a 2x4, a board, and you push up on the abdomen of that cow. And instead of having to reach down and in front of you to reach that head, you just have to reach in front, and it kind of closes the gap on some of the space.
and then yeah, hopefully you can get that. Usually, if you have a very big calf, oftentimes you'll have a hard time engaging that head into the pelvis. So if you keep getting that head straightened out and pulling that calf, and that head keeps twisting back on you, that's usually the case that calf's too big and you're probably going to have to come out the side. In very rare cases, calves can have wry neck, so an actual congenital deformation of the neck where the neck is permanently. And that dystocia is nearly impossible to correct obstetrically and oftentimes requires C-section. I've seen the odd case where the calf is obviously dead with wry neck and a fetotomy was performed to take. Very difficult to get that obstetrics wire around a wry neck as well, so it's not at all ideal situation. This dance move is called the head back dystocia. This is a head snare, just in case you didn't know what that was. Put your hook on there, put the head in there, and dance! 8 o'clock, just got back into town, got my little bud here. Second call of the night was a little 9-weight heifer, pretty tiny. On top of that, her pelvis was quite small, so we elected for a C-section, nice live bull calf, came out the side door. Now we're getting some Tim Hortons in us, yeah.